Right, this question, you have an aircraft on the heading of 045 with RBI indicating 190 degrees. The to from flag indicates from indication. CDI is half a full scale fly right indication. You're asked to find out what is the OBS, the corrective action to center CDI, the radial of the aircraft, and the drift experienced. Yes, I'll give you some time, 2 minutes. Alright, listen. You are on a heading of 045. Remember, what indication given here is the RBI indication, something a bit new in the VOR questions. So be very careful with that. Don't go for OBS as 190, seeing RBI. RBI is 190, to and from indication is from, and CDI shows half a full scale fly right indication. So as I've told you before, in case of a VOR CDI, the full scale deflection is 10 degrees. Therefore, half of full scale deflection is 5 degrees, corresponding to 2.5 dots on a 5 dot system. So if nothing is mentioned, we assume it is 5 dot system, and therefore you're looking at 5 degrees is 2.5 dots, fly right indication. Right, so all these things is given. You have to find out OBS, action to center CDI, radial of the aircraft, drift experience. So let's look at this one by one. So RBI information is a very critical information. It's much more powerful than RMI, because RBI information can give you two different parameters straight. Number one, since it is 190 dwelling around 180, aircraft is moving away from the station. Yes, it's moving away. That's right. Now, since it is 190, it's 180 plus 10 degrees. Therefore, what else is the information? The actual drift or the drift experience. Remember, the drift derived from the ADF reading is the actual drift, not the planned drift. Is how much? 10 degrees?
10 degrees
starboard. Now, if I take these two information here, one is the heading of 045, and now we have 10 degrees of starboard drift. What can I find out?
Actual track.
This is actual track. Very good. Actual track of the aircraft, which is a track made good.
0.5.
So 10 degrees starboard drift means track is 10 degrees to the right of the starboard of the heading. Heading is 045, the track is 045 plus 10, which is 055 degrees magnetic. And we assume the heading is magnetic here. Now, once we have the track, we have something to draw. So let's draw the VUR here. And the track of 055 is somewhat like this. On this side, it's a track of 045 to the VOR, and on this side, it is track of 055 from the VOR. So what is happening here? The aircraft is actually moving away from the station, and therefore it has to be on this side. Right? So you see how these information, you can take these numbers and kind of find multiple information from one particular number. Right? So it's moving away from the station on a track of 045, on a heading of 045. Let's put the aircraft here. It is the actual track, therefore I can place the aircraft on the actual track. On a heading of 045, this is how it looks like. Perfect. Now, what is the flag showing? The flag is showing a from flag. What is the meaning of that?
Means whatever the OBS is selected, or whatever the OBS is from 90 degree, we are in the from zone.
Exactly. The aircraft is on the from or the head side of that selected radial. That is what it means. It does not mean that the aircraft is moving from the station. That is not what it means. Right? So now we have to find the OBS radial. To find the OBS radial, what they have given is a CDI indication. So what is the CDI indicating? Half of full scale fly right indication, which means the CDI is asking you to fly right by 5 degrees or fly right by 2.5 dots. That is what the CDI is showing. Absolutely, the sensing has nothing to do here. This is exactly what the CDI is showing. When you talk about sensing, that is when you have to think about, when you think about what to do next, what are you supposed to do, that is when sensing comes into place. So from this particular information here, let's draw the CDI. I assume a 5 dot system, therefore 3, 4, 5 aircraft. What is the OBS is what I want to find out, so I'll leave the OBS there. I have the flags here. What is the flag? To and from flag indicates from, so that is right here. Yes, so what is the needle showing? It is showing 2.5 dots fly right. So first dot, second dot, this is the third dot. So third dot, 2.5 dot, so 2.5 degrees fly right. Again, I want to re-emphasize this, do not take this as the first dot. If you take it as the first dot, you go wrong with the number of dots, right? Yes. Now, this is what the CDI is telling you. Now, where is your radial? The current radial of the aircraft is known to us. So what is the radial of the aircraft?
0.5.
Radial of the aircraft is equal to track. Why is it equal to track? That's because you're moving out of the station. If you are coming into a station, the track would have been exactly opposite to the radial. Yes, which is 0.55 degrees is the track as well as the radial of the aircraft. You need to find the OBS radial. If you want to find the OBS radial, you need to find out the degrees difference between the OBS and your radial, which is what is 5 degrees. But we have a problem. Is it 5 degrees to the left of the track, or is it 5 degrees to the right of the track? Now you have to find out the sensing here. So you see, how will you find the sensing?
Will be I'm going away and I'm in the from.
Exactly. So you can see I am moving away from the station with a from flag. So from the station with a from flag. Therefore, what's the sensing?
This command sensing.
It's a command sensing. That's it. This will give you everything together. So what is the meaning of command sensing? It means that if the CDI is asking you to fly right here, I have to fly right. For what? To center the CDI needle, which means my OBS to required radial is somewhere to the right of the radial of the aircraft. Make sense? Yes, so this is the radial of the OBS radial. Is it clear? All of you? Step by step? Yes. Now what is the degrees difference?
5 degrees.
5 degrees. Now it becomes easy. 0.55 plus 5 is 0.60 degrees. Please be mindful that you will also have 0.50 in the option, because if in the case you take it as a reverse sensing, they want you to find that answer in the option and click it. Gone. Right? So the 0.60 is the OBS radial. So that answers the first question here. It is 0.60 degrees. Now again, that answers most of the rest. What is the action taken? To be taken? It's a command sensing. So fly right. Right? What is the radial of the aircraft?
0.55.
0.55. What's the drift experienced? That is one of the information which you get from the RBI. So 10 degrees starboard. Right? Alright, so what do you think will be the RMI indication here?
RMI, it shows the heading.
So here the OBS is 0.60. What is the heading of the aircraft? 0.45.
0.45.
Yes. And what does RMI indicate?
QDM, track to the station.
What's the track to the station?
It's 0.60 plus 180.
No,
240.
it is not 0.60. What is the radial track of the aircraft? That is 0.55, and it's just the opposite of that. Yes.
235.
235. What is exactly opposite of 0.45?
225.
225. Therefore, 235 is here. So that is why I am trying to mark these 2 points first. So you'll get the idea of where to place it. 235. That's exactly here. What is the tail of the RMI going to show you?
The current radius.
That's it. The radial of the aircraft. The current radial of the aircraft, which is 0.55. Right? What about HSI? What is the head of the HSI?
0.45.
0.45. Yeah, what next? You bring the OBS and try to locate the OBS there, which is somewhere around here.
Take it. This here 0.60.
Yeah. Take it. That's all. There's no much difference here. The only thing is the aircraft is like this, and the dots are going to be like this. On a 5-dot HSI system, HSI is 5 dot and 2 dot, right? So 1, 2, 2.5. The first dot, second dot, third dot is here. That's exactly like this. And what about the flag? The flag is a from flag, which means
Now
it's going to be away from the OBS radial. This is the HSI. What will an RBI indicate if there was an ADF NDB system here? That's already given. It's 0. The RBI is going to indicate the same thing here. The same needle, exactly the same. It's going to indicate 190 with a 10 degrees starboard drift. Clear? All the indications? Question number 16. You have a true bearing of an aircraft from the station. What is that? What is true bearing of the aircraft from the station?
it's from the true north.
So what Q code is that? True bearing from the station. It is a QTE. That's a true bearing from the station, right? And that is given as 230 degrees. It is true. That question it is given as in magnetic, so it's not magnetic, it is degrees true. They can correct that. It is 230 degrees true. What is the heading?
240.
240 degrees magnetic. Mean variation
5 degrees east.
5 degrees east. OBS
065.
065 degrees. So has to find out CDI indication, flag type of sensing, and ADF indication if there is an NDV associated with it. Right. So here you have the true track from the station is 230 degrees magnetic. Let's draw the VOR here. The OBS radial is 065. So this is the OBS radial, and since it is given 065, what is it? True or magnetic?
Magnetic.
Magnetic. What Q code is it? QDR. That's right. What is the radial of the aircraft? The true bearing of an aircraft from the station is given as 230 degrees. So on what radial is the aircraft on?
230 degrees true.
That is true. Yes. So if I want to find radial is QDR. So if I have the QTE, how will I find QDR? By applying variation. The variation is given in the question, a mean variation is given. So as I told you, if only one variation is given, it's always the variation of the VOR. Therefore, the variation of the VOR, 5 degrees east is the mean variation. Therefore, what is QDR? 5 degrees east variation means magnetic is least. Magnetic north is east of true north, having a lesser value. Therefore, what is QDR? 230 minus 5. 225 is the radial of the aircraft. Is that clear? Yes? Upeksha?
Yes.
So radial of the aircraft is 225. So what is this radial here? The radial opposite to 065 is going to be 245. Right? So this radial is 245. Therefore, where is 225? That's going to be here.
Towards east side.
Right? This is the radial of the aircraft. And what is the heading? Heading is 240. And what are you doing? Are you coming towards the station or moving away from the station?
240 heading will take me to the station.
That is what? That is exactly what you should find out. See, a
It will take me away from the station.
You see, 240, a heading is in this direction. That is somewhat like this. I cannot be on a 225 radial on a heading of 240 and move towards the station. The aircraft should probably fly like this, and that will be very funny to look. See it, right? It don't want to happen like this. So the aircraft has to go away from the station. Therefore, what you can see here is with a heading of 240 and with the radial of 225, the aircraft has to move away from the station, right? So let's place that 240 here. That is right here, 240. This is the aircraft on a heading of 240. That's it. We have almost everything that is required. So let's very quickly find out one by one. What is the OBS radial?
065.
065. What is the radial of aircraft?
Radial of aircraft is 225.
225, followed from the QT and variation, which is 225 degrees magnetic. What is the track of aircraft?
It's on the radial of 225.
225, moving out.
Yeah, the same one.
So it is again, because when you move out from a station, your radial is equal to your track, which is 225 degrees magnetic. What is the sensing? Or what is the flag? Let's look at the flag before that. What's the flag?
Two.
Right? This is the OBS radial. If I draw the perpendicular radials you saw in that simulation which I showed you, we have the perpendicular radial. What is this side? This is the head side, and therefore it is the front side of the OBS radial. This is the tail side, and therefore the to side of the OBS radial. Since we are on the to side, we have a to flag. So now you can see here that I am moving from the station on the to side. Therefore, what's the sensing? Reverse sensing, which means what is the action here? What is the action required? To intercept the OBS radial, I have to fly right. Therefore, since it is reverse sensing, what is CDI going to indicate? Fly left. By how much? What is this degrees of? 225, 245.
225.
So it's 20 degrees. 225. 240 is the heading of the aircraft. The radial of the aircraft is 225 and required radial is 245. Therefore, the difference is 20, but the maximum full scale deflection is 10, so it cannot show you anything more than that. Therefore, how many dots on a 5 dot system? That corresponds to 5 dots, which is 10 degrees or 10 degrees or more. Right? Let's draw the indication here. Five dot system. What is the head of CDI?
OBS.
OBS. How much is that?
065.
What flag is it? Which flag is 2 flag? Up one. Yes. What about the needle? 5 dot fly left. But you have to fly right. Right? Let's draw the RMI indication here. This is CDI. Center of the dial is aircraft. What is the head of RMI? It's a heading. What does RMI indicate?
QDM.
QDM.
Magnetic thrust station.
Track to station. What is the QDM here?
065.
Track of the aircraft is 225, the radial. Therefore, what's the QDM?
25.
045. This is 240. What is the exact opposite? 060. So where is 045? That is somewhere here.
Yeah.
What does the tail of the RMI indicate?
Radial. Current radial.
Current radial of the aircraft. How much is that? 225. This is the one which is more important to us. We look at the radial in case of VOR, and NDP we look at the QDM. What about HSI?
The head of HSI is heading.
Heading is again 240. Now we have to locate where 065 is.
065.
This is 060.
And 065 to the left, 5 degrees to the left.
Yeah, so it's here 065, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And
We take this.
So we'll show 5 dots to the right.
Exactly. So whatever is here, the needle is going to be on the other side. You see how that cancels out the reverse sensing? We will do that. Yes. So let's see that. The aircraft is still pointing towards its heading. That doesn't change. But then 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 dot HSI. And the needle which was on the left is now coming on the right, 5 dots. What about the flag? Flag is a 2 flag, the flag that is pointing towards the OBS is a 2 flag. Right, so now you can see that it appears to be have to fly towards the right. Right, that's what we need. We need to fly right. So the HSI cancels out the reverse sensing problem. And you can sit here. If I want to send a CDI at the current location, what am I supposed to OBS?
Either 225 or 045.
225 or 045. If I OBS 225, the flag will be a
2 side.
If I OBS 225, the aircraft is on the front side and therefore there will be a from flag. If I OBS 045, it's going to be a 2 flag with CDI centered. Right, again, if they ask you to find out the distance of, you still know how to find out using 1 and 16. Right? Understood? So understand, true track from the station, what they have given you is QTE. Do not work out using this value, you have to find out QDR. It's all in magnetic. Be very careful with that. If 2 variations were given, one of the aircraft, one of the VOR, which variation will you take for this conversion in a VOR system? At the VOR has to be taken. That's right. With the NDB, at the NDB has to be. At the aircraft has to be taken. Right, perfect. You can copy this.